Hello, witches. I am High Priestess or Venus. Thank you for joining me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, or X for I believe is going to help a lot of witches really understand Hecate, the queen of witches. As witches, we know that Hecate is our source. Everything we have, everything we will ever have comes from the queen of witches. But I've noticed a increase of people going to Hecate when they need something. You are a devotee of Hecate. You are to always go to Hecate, not just when you are in trouble, not when other people won't help you. Hecate is your source. If you are a devotee of Hecate, you go to Hecate first, not just when you are down in the dumps or when you're desperate or when you have run out of options. You can't treat Hecate like a genie. You can't just go to her whenever you want something and never, in between those times when you do have it all together, never give her praise or worship. Never give her praise or worship. You can't be one of those witches that just go to Hecate when he or she wants something. You can't take advantage of Hecate and expect her to add her strength to your own. She is not. Hecate is not somebody that you can manipulate or play games with. She is no fool. This is the queen of witches we're talking about here. You are to go to Hecate first. Even when things are at their worst for you, you go to Hecate. Even when things are all sunshine and rainbows, guess what? If you are a devotee of Hecate, you still go to Hecate when everything is all good. Even when things are all good, you are still to go to Hecate. You don't wait until things go downhill and then petition her to help you because she's not. Because Hecate is not somebody that can be taken advantage of. She is not stupid. She's fair and she's going to treat you fairly. She's going to say to herself, have my devotee come to me when things were awesome? Or is she just coming to me because things are spiraling out of control? You have to go to Hecate when things are bad and good. That's a word for somebody here. That's a word for a witch who is seriously thinking about becoming a devotee of Hecate. Should I be her devotee? Can I go to Hecate when everything is good, or should I be ignorant and just go to her to solve all my problems? All the problems of witches, the solution is Hecate. But also, when the witch is having the time of his or her life, that witch still goes to Hecate. That witch still reaches out to Hecate. That witch still praises and worship Hecate. That witch still goes to Hecate for gratitude, for appreciation, for thanksgiving, to give a offering, not just when things are bad. You can't offer Hecate things when your life is not that great. She's not going to accept it. She's going to know that you are just giving her a offering because you want something else of her. It's not a real offering. It's a plea. You are begging. It's not a real offering. A real offering comes from the heart. A real offering is what Hecate has requested that you offer her. It can't be fake. It can't be phony. It can't be you being desperate. It's unattractive. It's unattractive. You have to go to Hecate when things are bad and good. You have to be serious. Hecate is serious about your life. Hecate is serious about you having real significant and permanently positive change through witchcraft. But are you serious? Are you really willing to walk the path of the wise? Walking the path of the wise also includes having enough wisdom to go to Hecate when things are good, to give her a sincere, genuine offering. Just out of the blue, you decide that you want to give Hecate something that she told you or something that you know she would really enjoy. Hecate loves chocolate. Hecate loves garlic. Hecate loves black candles. Those are genuine, real offerings that Hecate will receive from you if you give it to her as an offering, a real offering, not an offering because you have had a run of bad luck and you want her to change your situation. Where were you when things were good? Ask yourself, were you reaching out to Hecate when things were good, or you just took advantage of her? And now you see that your spells are not working as good. Your spells are not hitting its targets, or you can't think of a spell to write for yourself. You have writer's block. You can't get the words to write your own spell. So now you may have resorted to go into books and Google for a spell. That's because Hecate has acknowledged that you only come to her when you have a problem. And Hecate cannot be taken advantage of. She can't. She can't. That also goes for any other god or goddess or ancestor or spirit animal or familiar. You can't go to these deities when things are bad. You have to also go to them when things are good. You have to. You can't be fake. Stop being fake. Stop being phony. If you want real, significant, and permanently positive change in your life, you have to be genuine. You have to be yourself. This is a big reason, in my experience as a high priestess, why witches' spells do not work. Because they only reach out to their chosen deity when things are bad. But yet, when things are good, they ignore their altars. They ignore their ancestors. They won't even change the water on the altar. They won't even change the water on the altar. But when things are bad, here they come, running, crying, sobbing, begging, pleading for Hecate or any other deity to pull them out of the pit they dug for themselves. You can't do that. You can't do that. I don't care who you are. I don't care who you think you are. Hecate is our source. Your chosen deity or god or goddess or ancestor or familiar or spirit animal is your source. That means you have to show appreciation and gratitude and praise and worship all of the time, not just when you have a need of them all the time, not just when you have a need of them. Do not be fake. Do not be fake. If you want your spells, for some witches, maybe for the very first time, maybe for the very first time, if you want your spells to work finally, yeah, go to your chosen god, goddess, deity, ancestor, spirit, animal, familiar, when things are good. Because they're not going to respond when things are really, really horribly bad. Because why should they? Why should Hecate help you in times of trouble when you did not ever come to her when everything was butterflies and rainbows, when everything was great? Why should she? You are her devotee. Hecate is not your devotee. It's vice versa. It's the opposite. It's the other way around. You have to be real. You have to be genuine. You can't be fake and phony. That doesn't work. You can be fake and phony with the inhabitants here on earth, but not with the divine. You cannot be fake and phony with the divine because they are going to call you out. They may call you out in dreams, visions, the poster on the back of a bus, a billboard, in a commercial, on a radio broadcast. They're going to call you out. And what are you going to say? What can possibly be your explanation? What could possibly be your explanation as to why you have not gone to Hecate when things were good? What could you possibly say to defend yourself? I'm trying to help some witches here onto tonight. I'm really trying to help some witches on here tonight because I actually care about your spells working. I actually care of you no longer going through life the hard way because no witch should be going through life the hard way. Life should not be hard for you if you are a witch. If you are a witch, your life should be easier because you do not live like the rest of the world. You live better than the rest of the world because you are on the path of the wise. Witch means wise one. The definition of witch is wise one. You won't find anybody more wise than a witch. But to be truly wise is to go to your source when times are bad and when times are good, so that you can have this continuation of favor, so that you can have this continuation of real, significant, and permanently positive change through witchcraft, which is the birthright, which is the birthright of every witch. Of every witch. The birthright of every witch is real, significant, and permanently positive change through witchcraft. So I wanted to come on here right quickly and talk about this. I know this is going to help some witches. It's going to finally make some witches' spells finally work because they now know one big reason why their spells fail. So be sure to share this broadcast in your stories or your other social media platforms and tell a witch or two or three that there is a high priestess here in New York. Once again, my name is High Priestess Orta Phoenix, who is anointed and appointed by the Queen of Witches to deliver a message that witchcraft contains real, significant, and permanently positive change. And for witches who have hands to receive Hecate's best. Thank you, witches, for joining me, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye, everyone.